In one of the last sections of our shell, we need a rim. Now this white rim, I'm going to be using just regular white bands. I'm going to be using glow-in-the-dark ones because I have a whole bunch of them. But you can use whatever white bands you want or whatever color you want, or if you want to use pearl again, doesn't matter. We have to follow along with a certain patterning, just like how Bowser's shell is, because obviously he has to have higher position here for the neck, and then a higher position again right here for the shoulders, and then the rest of the shell will be just regularly added. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create the shell rim first, and then it's going to be just this very long piece. And at the very end, we're just gonna go ahead and connect it right onto it, and it'll be connected right here on this end and the bottom part of the shell. Okay, so both sections will be connected right here, so that way we create a seam, but the rest of it will be seamless. It's going to be a very large piece. You're going to be using either a monster tail or a loom in this configuration, because you're going to need 8 pegs in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So those 8 will be what you're going to be using, or you can just go ahead and use a monster tail. Either way, it's totally fine. We're going to be working starting first with double bands, and you're going to be adding these double bands in a figure 8, just like that, to begin with. Make sure you add on all 8 pegs, either on your loom or your monster tail. This one has to be thicker than the one that we did for Blastoise. That's why I'm going to be using a different pattern for this one. Alright, there's row 1. Okay, so now that we have row number 1, I'm going to add row number 2. And then row number 2 is just going to be regularly. And the rest of the rows will just be regularly, just like this one too. So continue to add your second row on all the pegs again, right on top of the ones you just added. Once you have that, now we're going to flip over the bottom 4 bands on all your pegs. This is just going to be a regular flip loom. We're not going to do the inverted groin pattern. I don't want it to look that way, so I'm just going to go ahead and do just a regular one. So our pattern is going to come out through the bottom. Now we're going to add row number 3. Okay, row number 3. And flip. Alright, now row number 4. Okay, again, flip over the bottom ones. Cool. So now it's time to come out. Alright. Now it's time to go with row number 5, row number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, and number 10. Alright, so what I've noticed is that based on the length of this, we may have to do this what was the verdict? So based on the size, and this is 10 rows, each one having 16 bands each row. So 10 rows, that's 160 bands. It might take us about 12 sections of 10, so that's 120 times. So 120 rows is what it's going to take us. So right now I have row number 10. So continue, and I'm going to continue counting up, making it longer and longer until we get as close as possible to 120 rows. Okay, and right now I am on row 56. And the only reason I can tell is because for every 20 rows, I'm putting a slip knot just to be able to help me. I mean, you can do it on every 10 or every 20. I'm doing it for every 20. But try to keep track of how many you have. It's really good to be able to have slip knots just inserted on. And this way, you could just go ahead and figure out how many rows you have so far. So basically, like I said, you're just going to be adding a slip knot through one of the sides wherever you want to, so that way you can be able to mark. This one, of course, I'm doing it for every 20. So once you do your slip knot, then you'll know for sure. So obviously I have right here, I did 20 rows, and I got to, this is my 20th row, so I put a slip knot on there. I continue, I did another 20 rows, so this is now my 40th row, so I put a slip knot on there. I'm going to continue, I'm going to keep going ahead until I get to my destination one. So just continue right now. So as you go, just make sure that you keep counting. You can go ahead and keep your bands to the side if you want, so you can remember just how many rows you have to do if you want to set them up all on the side. And this way you can go ahead and keep a better track, or you can just go ahead and tally them up on a side paper, however way is easiest for you, or just count out loud or have someone help you. But if you lose track at one point, it's very easy to count. You're just going to be counting by counting obviously the bottom one here, that's going to be 1. And your next one will be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there's 20, and obviously my slip knot is right there on my 20th row. Continuing like that until we get to our desired. Finally, I'm on row number 120. I think this should have been perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and test it out. I'm just gonna finish this row really quick. and see if we need to leave it as such or if we're going to add on another row or more. There we go. Okay. Right. So obviously it's pretty big. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and with this, test it out. Looks like it'll be okay. The only thing about it is that, of course, when we put it on, it's going to help identify the shape a little bit better, right? And there's going to be slight contours right here. What I need to do now is take this out before I attach this together. And the reason for that is because if I just start attaching it, then I'm not going to be able to take out my monster tail. Now, if you are doing it on the loom, then you could take it out, but it's still going to be a lot easier if you do it this way anyways. You're going to be using clips to attach to the ends. And the reason for that is because if you use a slip knot, it's actually going to fall apart on you because there's nothing secure to be able to have it from going inside these things. So obviously the clip is going to help so that way it doesn't slide through here, okay? So you do need C-clips for this. You do need C-clips. Do not use a slip knot. Just make sure you apply it to all 4 bands. You do not want to miss any of them. Alright, now that they've all had a clip attached, take it off your pegs. Alright, and now we're going to attach. Now the way to be able to attach this is we're going to go with our hook from this side first, not the one with the clips, but from this side. Wherever your slip knot is, it should be all in the same exact row. You're going to be following that same exact row, so it's still attached to the same row. Okay. Still attached to my same row. Still my same row. All the way to this end. So this is the end that I'm going to be having attached to the one right here. And that's where I'm going to start. Where my hook facing this way. Not this way, okay, this way. I'm going to go through this part right here. This is the section that I need to hook it onto because it's the same row, alright, as this one. Same exact row. And now make sure that your rim is going in a full circle. Now you're going to go ahead and grab that part and you're going to pull it in, clip and all. Right. Make sure you pull the clip inside of that whole part. I do not want to detach it. I want to make sure everything is still attached. stretching it a little bit, but that's okay. Alright, cool. So there's my first one. Obviously it's just going to be attached just like that from the inside. So right now, this part, alright, it's going to be continually attaching onto its next counterpart. I'm just going to go on to this next one over here. And again, I'm going from this side, from the outside. I'm going to go to this next one. I'm going to grab this next one here. Now you see why we added the clips and not the slip knots, because otherwise your slip knots would just slide right under and taking the whole thing apart. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull this one through that hole, alright, with the clip and all. Now that I have two of them, I'm going to take my original one, okay, and I am going to put it on my hook. I'm going to grab the second one. It's a lot easier for me this way. So make sure that all of them are on there. From that one, I'm going to take out the clip from the first one. Do not need it anymore. Okay. And I do not need the clip on this one either. Okay. So I have the first section here and my second section here. I'm going to pull these four right under these four, just like that. And it's going to continually keep getting attached this way. So now I'm going to go directly onto my next section that I have to attach my other one to. Alright, I can tell that's my next section. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab this next one right here. I'm going to pull it through. And now that I have it pulled through, I'm going to take out that clip. I don't need it anymore. Alright, and again, here's your section that you just went under, and then the new section you just pulled through that hole. So now you're going to pull those four right under these four. Alright, so there we go. And there's my 4 bands. And again, I'm going to go on to this next section here, through under those 4 bands. I'm going to grab this next one that is available. Just going to put it through my hook, and I'm going to take out the clip. Right. These 4 I'm going to pull under this hole right here. Alright, and now I'm set to be able to put this one right under. I'm just going to go ahead and go right under those 4, and there we go. So there's my 4 now. Again, I'm going to go on to my next set of 4 bands here. Grab this next one over here. So this is going to be kind of tight, but you can see that it's getting attached. All right. Alright, so again, I'm going to take out that clip. There we go. I'm gonna have it go under the hole. There we go. And now I need to have it go under these. So whatever way is easiest for you, just go ahead and do it. Make sure that all 4 of them are still there. Now you're gonna go on to your next one. Make sure I'm grabbing all 4. There we go. Here's my 4. Gonna move on to my next one. You want to be careful because it's getting tighter, so obviously these are not going to fall out because they're being held by the clip. This one I can take it out of the clip since it's on my hook now. I'm going to have that one go under the hole of 4 bands. Okay, and now I can have that one go under those 4, so I'm just going to go under this way carefully. There we go. And then I have just 2 left. There's that one. Alright, so make sure that you're doing it correctly. So you want to go ahead and have it look like this. So this is going to be quite a task for you to make sure you don't twist anything. So make sure it's still staying fine, nothing's being twisted. Gonna take out that clip now. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna have it go under the hole of 4 bands. Right, and now I have those 2 to go under carefully in there. And then my last 4 on the hole. Okay, and then again I have to go this way, not this way, because you're going to be twisting. Okay, so you have to continue going the same direction that you've been going. And there it is. Now I can take out that clip. Alright, I'm going to have it go under the hole. Alright, and then finally I'm going to have these 4 go under those 4. So, and there you go. Now that that has been attached, I'm going to grab, this has to be hidden in there. So I have to grab, I'm going to open up this place, this little part right here, and I'm going to grab just some random bands inside there. And this way, I'm going to put my slip knot on, but I'm going to do 2 of them, just to make it a little more secure, because this is really tight, and I do not want this to fall apart on me. So with both of my slip knots, I can finally just go ahead and tie it up. And now I'm going to hide it inside. Okay, and with this, I can go ahead and just keep them. Just push that in. You don't need to see that slip knot, or you can just go ahead and pull it out from another area. Whatever works best for you. For me. Alright, so now it's attached. You can hardly notice anything. So you should have your rim ring completed with 120 rows of white bands. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and do the next step, which is attach it to, this is my end. So I need to go ahead and, in the same row, I'm just going to attach another slip knot so I can mark that this is another row of 20. Okay, and this way it's marked just like these. So obviously that's 20, that's 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. Right. This is my back. That's where this end will be attached. This is my seam. It's going to be attached at the end right there. And this will be attached right there. Okay. And I'm going to show you how to be able to connect it. Alright. That's going to be the next part. Okay. Now here's the connecting part. We're going to attach our shell with our rim. Your rim should be already completed and connected. Now here's the thing that is going to help you out a lot, and that is to be able to put slip knots on every 10 rows, right? So the same way that I show you how to do it on every 20, I want you to now go ahead and just count up to 10, put a slip knot, make sure that you are staying within the same row. It's going to help you out a lot if you continue going on the same exact row all the way through, right? And this way, of course, it's just going to make it a lot easier when I tell you what to be able to connect and how to be able to connect it, okay? So this is obviously my bottom, and I can tell because it's the one that has the slight pinch in there. So that's going to be in the back of the shell, which will be connected back here. And you can tell this is the back because this is the one with the large plates, and it's the one with the 2 dividers, as opposed to the front only has your point, your 1 divider right there on the spike, and it obviously has this part raised. We will begin with the part that is in the front. So this is my back of my rim. Okay, so now if I fold it in half, right, this is the front and this is the back. Okay, so now from the front, right there where, like, I'm just gonna go ahead and grab one of the sections, okay, with my hook and just gonna leave it right there, my hook. In order to be able to connect everything onto this, right, we are actually going to need, you can use either white or you can use clear, whichever one you have. If you do not have clear bands, then I suggest using white bands. Right. We're going to be working with double bands just to make it more secure. So I'm going to be using 2 clear ones for now. I'm going to add them right there into my middle and create a slip knot there. Now that I have them joined right there, I'm going to go at the ends, grab another 2 bands and extend that slip knot. So you're going to create another slip knot on the end of that slip knot, just like that. So now you have a longer one. So right now we're just going to go ahead and work with this. First thing we're going to do, I'm going to work, this is my front, and here's my midpoint, and obviously this is my raised arch. So this is my front because these 2 are the small ones. Alright, make sure you're working on the correct side. I'm going to go right here, right in the middle of this, are these 2 sections. Right. Now from here, I'm going to go ahead and just grab these 4 bands on the rim. And I'm going to pass those clear bands, or that slip knot, right through, right there. So here's how we're going to do it. We're going to go from shell to rim, shell to rim, shell to rim, and I'm going to move my way over this way, okay? Alright, so from here, I'm going to go on to the next section. Now, in order to be able to tell where to connect these parts, I'm going to have to start putting in some dividing sections also on the shell itself. So this one obviously goes in the middle. The next slip knot will be attached right here on this point. So we have to make it up to connecting all these on all the way until we get to this point. The same thing will be for this one. Will be attached to this point right here. So it's the same point, just on the opposite sides. So another thing also is that we're going to be changing the shape of the rim like so. In order to do that, alright, I'm going to show you how. So the first part I'm going to do is I'm going to grab onto the rim now, the next part of the rim. I'm just going to go ahead and grab one from the next section. I'm going to grab those 2 bands, pull them through, and the next part of the rim has been connected. Now I have to connect to the shell, and this time I'm going to go ahead and grab these 4, but I'm also going to grab 2 sections from here. And I'm going to grab the ones, not the ones in the middle, but the ones next to it. I'm just going to grab 2 bands. I'm going to pull that through. Alright. Okay, I'm going to go on with the same section of the row, but this time I'm going to skip one. So So I'm not going to grab this one. I'm going to skip to this next one. But this one I'm actually going to grab from the bottom. Alright, and now I'm going to go ahead and pull those two bands right through. Okay. And now again I have to attach it to the shell. So again, I'm going to go ahead and grab, I'm going to skip one and go directly onto this one. But I'm going to grab the two from before, from right here in the middle rim part. Okay. And again, I'm going to pull that right in there. There you go. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left to go. And right here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections left to go. So obviously right here I'm going to just go on to another one, but I'm not going to skip. This time, again, I want to go ahead and just grab from the bottom. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab these, pull it through. Right. Actually, I don't want to twist it, so I'm just going to go through this side. There you go. This is getting tight, so I'm just going to go ahead and add another slip knot onto it. There we go, so now it's a little bit longer. I have more control for it. And now I'm going to go on to this next part. Right here I'm going to go ahead and grab the rim parts and two from the midsection and pull these right through it. Okay. Alright, so next thing I have another one right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 before I get to my point. And right here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And of course I have my slip knot there. So now I'm going to go ahead and skip one. So I'm going to skip this one and go directly onto this one. Oh, wait, I'm going to go from the bottom part. So I'm going to go from this side over here instead. So skip one and go directly onto the next one. And I'm staying within that same row right now. Alright. Okay, so now right here, I'm going to grab this midsection here and grab two of these bands and pull that through this way. Okay. Now I'm not going to skip one. Alright, I'm going to go directly onto this next one. But I'm not going to go ahead and go in the same row. I'm actually going to switch rows now. And for this one, I'm going to grab the row above it. So I would have gone directly into this one next, but I'm going to go on to the one above it now. So I'm going to grab that row on the top from the bottom, alright, and then pull that through. Right. And now I'm going to go on to this next part, which is right here, and grab two of the midsections and pull that right through those. There we go. I'm going to do another extension. Okay. And again, now I'm going to go on to the next one here, right? On that same row that you just gotta lift it onto. Make sure I grab all 4 of those bands. There you go. Remember, you're going through 4 bands, so make sure that, because it helps give more support. Alright. And then right here, next one, just gonna go through those and through 2 of the mid sections here. Pull that through. Alright. Now on this side, I'm not gonna go directly onto this next one. I'm gonna go again, one above it. So right one above it and that one is this one. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and grab the 4 bands I need right there and skip one above and pull that through. Okay. And now I'm up to this midpoint, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go through the midpoint right there, and I'm gonna grab all those bands. It's kind of like a cap band, actually, so I'm just gonna go through, make it act like a cap band, and have these bands go through. There we go. I'm gonna do another extension. Feel free to do extensions however you please. If you think you need more, then just go ahead and keep adding. All right. All right. Now right here, I'm gonna go on to the one right next to it. So this will be the next one over. And I'm gonna grab that and pull it through. Okay. And now I'm up to the same row as the slip knot that I have right here. Okay. And now I'm gonna go on to this next part. I'm about to get to this point here, so I'm just gonna go through these. And on this one, I'm gonna go through 2 of these. Right. Pull that through. And there you go. Alright. So far that's how our rim is getting attached so far. I'm gonna go ahead and put a clip right here so that way it doesn't fall, because I'm gonna start doing the other side so we can continue doing this side to side, and we know that we're not going to be messing it up because it's all going to be done simultaneously, one right after the other. So actually I'm just going to go ahead and connect to a section over here. Doesn't matter. Just have it hold on to somewhere with a clip, so that way your slip knot does not fall apart on you. I'm going to go onto this side now, and again I'm going to grab two bands that I'm going to use, and the same spot. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and grab directly right here these 2 and these. Right, and I'm just going to go ahead and grab this one, go through these, one more row, there we go, and create your slip knot there. This is for, again, right in the middle, and I'm going to extend that slip knot now. So do another one, extend it, and then you have a longer one. And now I'm going to do this next side. So again, we're going to do the same thing that we did here. So I'm just going to go directly onto the white one now, which is the next one. I'm going to go from right here at the bottom. This next one is here. Okay. Now onto the green one, which is going to be these. and I'm gonna grab 2 of the bands from in here. Alright, so now the next one. Okay, and then the next one here for me is this one, and again I need to grab 2 bands from in here. That way it just gets a little bit more support. Alright, and now I'm going to go ahead and skip one and go directly into the next one. This is from the white part of the rim, okay? I'm going to do another extension here just to make it a little bit longer. And now I need to attach this section here. Get some of the ones from the inside. Attach that. And pull through. Since I skipped one, I have to go directly into this next one. So right here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left over, 5 rows, and then my row. And then I have my point here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 again, just like we did last time. And then this one I did 2 here, 2 there. Yeah, so 2, 2. Okay, so this one I'm just gonna go ahead and grab 1 and then just the next one, because the next one we're gonna skip. Then grab your next set here. Okay. Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and skip this one and go directly onto the row above it. Okay, so I would have skipped this one, and you went to this one, but go to the one right above it. There we go. And on this one, I'm gonna go right here in between, and also grab these sections here, some of these from right here in the middle. And then pull that through. Alright, cool. So again, now I'm going to go into this next one over on that same row that I had skipped. Make sure I grab all the bands. There you go, that should be it. Oh, yeah. There you go. I'm going to do another extension here. And now I need to attach to the green part of the shell. So this next one here. pull it through. There we go. All right, now again, instead of going to the next one, I'm gonna go ahead and skip onto another row. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip there to the next row. And then attach to this next section here. Okay, I need another extension. Alright, so now again, directly onto the next row there. And right here above. Okay. And now I'm on the same spot I am on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and put, actually, yeah, let me go ahead and just continue from here. So the way that we're doing it now is it's going to help create a wave here when we start to connect the shell. And this wave is going to help kind of do a bit of, I guess, more of a shell look to it. Okay. So we're gonna keep twisting some parts in order to be able to help us with the connection better. Alright, so now we're gonna start going back to its spot. I'm gonna move on, continue on this direction. So this is gonna be quite a long process to connect. But let's go ahead and continue. So I'm gonna go on to my next section here, grab a few parts from the middle. Oops, nope, sorry. We have to connect from to the white. Sorry about that. Okay, now before we continue, the next part obviously is this mid section has to be on 1, 2, 3, 4 on this fourth one. Now that's the reason why it has to be so soon is because when we lift it, it's going to start to change directions. So we're gonna start connecting it like this. So we're gonna be skipping 2 each time. So right here, I'm gonna go ahead and skip 2. So 1, 2, and I'm gonna go ahead and just do the one under. Okay, so just grab just one under, and now we're gonna go on to the next section here on the shell. And now again, I'm just gonna go directly 1, 2 onto this next one. So I'm just skipping 1 and going directly onto the next one. And now onto this next part right here on the shell, which for me is going to be this mid section here. Alright, so now this next one is going to be 1, 2, but I'm going to go onto my next row. So the next row under. And then connect onto your shell as well. And then grab some from the middle. Pull that through. There you go. I'm going to do another extension. And again, so right here on this one, 1, 2, right. And then the next part, the shell will be here, and then a midsection. Alright, so obviously my rim is taking quite a different shape. Now I'm going to go on to the next one. And again, I'm going to go ahead and just skip 2. So 1, 2, but again, I'm going to go on to another row over. So this is quite a twist. Make sure I have both of them. There we go. Alright, and now we're up to this section here, so I'm just going to go ahead and connect to these bands here in the middle and pull that out. Alright, so we got to this point. I'm going to go ahead and add a clip here so I can do the same thing on the other side now. Just going to attach it to somewhere random. That way it'll just stay there. It's not going to fall apart on me. Alright, so far our shell is doing this type of shape. So you see your shell kind of doing a weird wave. So that's what we want. Alright, so obviously we got to the second slip knot. So we're going to do the same thing over here to get to the second slip knot. I'm going to detach my clip. So I can continue. And I'm going to add another slip knot just to elongate it. So again, I'm just gonna skip one, go to the next one. So right here, I'm on this row. So I'm gonna skip this one, go directly to the next one. Now right here, I'm gonna just connect onto these middle ones here. Alright. And again, so skip one, go to the next one. And then on this one, if I remember correctly, oh yeah, we're going to go onto one row over. Alright, so skip one to the next one, but one row towards the inside. And now onto my next one. Okay. So again, stay in that same row, but skip one, go one, and go to the next one. I'm gonna add another slip knot on there to elongate it. Okay, now go directly into my next one, and then grab some bands from the middle. Pull that. Okay, and again, I'm gonna skip one and go to the next one, but I'm gonna again go onto one from the inside. So go onto your next row. It should still be getting attached just fine. Yeah. At the very end, we're just gonna go ahead and push this more like this, so that way it starts to kind of condense itself up to the shell. Right, so don't worry about it. All right, I'm gonna continue because I have to get to this section. This is where we stopped, was right into the little triangle on this side. We stopped right there in the corner. So we're gonna do the same thing. I'm almost there, and I'm almost to my slip knot. So again, I'm gonna grab right here, grab one from the inside, pull that through. And then skip one, go to the next one. Oh wait, no, sorry. We have to do another round. Actually, I must have just gotten in the wrong row. So skip one, go to the next one. For me, it'll be this one. Alright, and now go through here, right in the corner. Pull that through. I'm gonna just add another to my slip knot. Okay. Alright, so now we are up to par on our sections. You can see our shell is twisting, which is good. And now we have to place it back to normal. So now we have to twist it one more time on all sides, and the rest of it will just be connected normally. Alright? What I want you to do is, we are on the green part right now. So on this one, we're gonna go directly back onto this next one over. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go one more. So it's this row right here. I'm gonna go jump up to another of the rows over here on this side. So just jump from this row to this row now. Okay, but you're gonna skip again. So you're gonna go to the one right after the slip knot. And now continue to connect right here. Into these triangles. I'm going to do one triangle and then we're going to do the other side one triangle, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and alright, so here's what the slip knot right here has to land in the middle of your second triangle. This slip knot has to land right here, more towards the end of this triangle. This one will be right here at the end, right in between these two, and this one will be right there in the middle. Okay. So if you attach it right like this, then you'll kind of get a better idea. Obviously this one has to land right in the middle, so make sure that you just keep connecting, so that way it will stay just like that. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and skip one, go to the next one, and then this next cap, pull it through, and again skip one, go to the next one. I'm going to extend now. Go to this next one. Skip one, go to the next one. Yeah. Skip one, go to the next one. All right. Right here, I'm going to pause. I'm going to go on to the other side. And do the same thing. Okay, as you keep going, make sure that you're checking to see if you're liking how everything's being connected, right? So right here I have rim going more in right here, obviously, more out here, and then back in here, and then normal. We will take out the slip knots later, and it's gonna look so much better. So now I'm going to go into this part to connect to this first little triangle. So right here, I'm going to go now one row above, which is the one right here with my slip knot. So from this one, it would have been this one that is next. Yeah, because it's one, and then skip to this one. But you're going to go on to this next row right here. So it's going to be this one right here that you're going to attach to. And connect to the next capped part right there. Alright. And then again, stay on that same row, but skip one and go to the next one. It's going to be this one. Skip one, go to the next one. The next cap section. I'm going to do an extension here. Skip one, go to the next one. Skip one, go to the next one. Okay, so now I connected another one, just the same as over here. Right. And continue my way over, right? So you want to constantly keep checking your shell is going okay, it's still being connected just fine. Alright, cool. Alright, I'm just going to continue on to this next triangle from where I left off. So again, skip one, go to the next one. And then into this next part. And then again, right, skip one and go to the next one. There we go. Attached to the shell. There we go. Okay. Skip one, go to the next one. Skip one, go to the next one. onto this next part of the shell. To the next section. I'm gonna extend that. Oops, need one more. Just two. Do my extension. Okay. I'm gonna do the other side now. And an extension. Skip one, go to the next one. Skip one, go to the next one. Skip one, go to the next one. Another extension here. Skip one, go to the next one. Skip one, go to the next one. Right here, I'm just going to go directly onto this next cap again. Alright. So I'm almost done. I just need this part left over, which is looking kind of like a snake now to me. Alright, well, that's kind of cool. So, yeah, we're almost done. Let's just continue. So far, everything is looking good. We're both at the same slip knots, and we have 3 slip knots left. Each one right there will be connected to its appropriate section. So let's continue right here to work our way over. I'm gonna continue with the skipping one so far, but I think this last part we may not have to do a lot of skipping. So I'm just gonna go on with this side. Alright, so where I left off was right here. So 1, 2, so there we go. So I'm just gonna go directly onto this next one. Skip one, go to the next one. New extension. Alright, skip one, go to the next one. skip one, go to the next one. So I'm going to grab some random ones in here. Okay. And again, skip one, go to the next one. And directly onto this end of this section. All right. I'm gonna do another extension here. Alright, so I got to this, my next slip knot. So for the rest of the ones right here, I'm not going to do any more skipping. I'm going to go directly onto it. But for right here, let's go ahead and continue connecting until we get to, again, the slip knot being right here at this end. So I'm going to go on the other side now. And right there, I need to skip one, go to the next one. Okay, skip one, go to the next one. 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 Another extension for me. I'm right here in the beginning part of this one now. Skip one, go to the next one, just right there where my slip knot is. Alright, so on this one I'm a little bit over, but it's totally fine as long as I continue. So now I'm not going to skip any, I'm just going to continue to attach until I have this middle one land right there in the middle, which is right here. There is no middle part, so I'm just going to end on this cap part right here. Okay, this is going to be the last one. So right here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sections left, and I have obviously 10 here. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue until I feel like I may need to skip one from here. This one has not been attached, so I'm just gonna go into this one. Alright, I'm gonna go on straight onto this next one. I'm not gonna skip anymore. But I need to do another extension. This part. Go directly onto the next one. And right here, there's just a whole bunch of random ones, so I'm just gonna grab some random ones also. Now when it gets to this shell, I'm gonna skip over one row this way, okay? So I'm gonna go onto one row onto the outside, not the inside. So now that I'm gonna be starting to connect over here, I'm just gonna go ahead and instantly go onto the next row. So with this one, I'm gonna see, this would have been my next one, I'm just gonna skip one. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side, okay? This is the only time I guess we're gonna skip. The rest will just be attached. Alright, so I'm just going to go directly into my next one. No more skipping. I'm going to do another extension here. Onto this next one. And I have 3 left, okay, so you gotta remember that. To the next one. And then another one right here, next one. And I'm gonna finish it off right here. Actually, I'm just gonna grab some of these here and then the ones from the middle. Alright, so obviously there's my ending. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Once I get to the middle, then I'll go ahead and attach that part. For right now, I'm just going to add a clip. I'm not going to do an extension because obviously I want to start to get rid of my my slip knot there. You can kind of pull on this so that way it helps do an extension of it. Alright, so now right here I need to continue and finish attaching the last part. So again, we're not going to do any skipping until we get to this here. I'm on the green, so I'm just going to go directly into the next section here in the white, which for me is this one. And then the next one here. This one in here. Actually, I need to go inside here and then grab these. Just kind of hidden in there. totally forgot about that one. Same thing on the other side I did. Okay. Alright, so now go directly into the next one. Okay. And get on to the next one. To the next one. I'm going to do another extension here. It's probably going to be my last extension. Alright, so now since I'm about to hit my next one, I'm just going to go on directly on, skip one, go to the next one, but go a row up. Okay. Now go to the next one again. Next one. Next one. I can go on the other side now. Alright, I'm about to finish. Next one. Alright, so this one now has to be attached to white. Just going to be connected over here to this last part. Alright. Now right there, let me see, this is going to be attached onto this one. Okay. And now I'm going to pull it on onto the inside. So that way I can hide it. Okay. With this, I'm going to add a clip. And this way it'll stay hidden. I'm just going to go ahead and attach it to a random place in here. Make sure it gets cut really good. Now I can take out my slip knots everywhere. Ah, there it is. Maybe my smaller one because these are tighter. Missed one. Make sure you get them all. There's some that are going to be hidden under here. That was easy. Alright, and that's it. Alright, so now you have to adjust everything with your hand so that way the rim can start going upwards. You don't want it to stay like this because you don't want to see that edge. So with time, it's going to start adjusting. Obviously, we're going to have some time because you're going to be working on your body. Right? And the body will be available in a few weeks, by the way. Unless you're watching this at a random time, then it might just be available already. But it's good to just go ahead and fold it upwards and leave it laying still. And that way you can control where it's going to land, and this way you have your curve doing the rest. Right? So eventually, if you keep it on a table with it propped up like this, it's going to start to stiffen this way. Okay? So you want to go ahead and just keep it like this, and then afterwards your share will be all ready, and you can have that great Bouzer curve that you need. Alright, so our Bouzer shell is complete. The body will be available in May 2016. So once it's done, I'm going to put the link up here, okay? Or you can just go ahead and go to my channel and look for it. But hopefully you like how this came out. Alright, if you like my tutorial and you want to see more, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Click like on the video, share it, make it, leave comments on what you like about it, what you want to see, just anything. Just go ahead and let me know what are your thoughts, right? And subscribe to my channel for more stuff. Look for me on Facebook and Instagram, and I will continue seeing you for more tutorials. All right, thanks for watching.